is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to the John Peacock Coaches Show. Yes, this is the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm ye old John Masoni, the Pilgrim, here with my my partner, John, I guess, Turkey Peacock is what you are today? Yeah. So the Turkey and the Pilgrim to celebrate on this Thanksgiving
you guys
night.
are viewing us on Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone's full.
You're full. You need some football more than you've already gotten, but more some high school football. Some big games coming up right now, especially for us Venice.
Big games tonight.
Absolutely.
You got Miami coming on,
and you have everything about Thanksgiving says football.
Yeah.
So we are celebrating Thanksgiving.
Hopefully nobody got hurt in their backyard football game today.
Absolutely right. While it's fun, but no, I can imagine up north it's got to be a lot more fun though. Snowy or leaves or something like that. You get out there and play a little football. For us, a little
hot today.
A little bit for us to kick the feet up and enjoy the games in the air conditioning on TV. By the way, like I said, I am a pilgrim. If you don't know what I'm supposed to be looking like, we do know what you're supposed to look like. But I would say this: I'm not a genuine pilgrim because I'm Italian. So I would be an Italian pilgrim, which I don't know if they would have had turkey on Thanksgiving if it was no, they would have had spaghetti meatballs.
Okay.
So there would have been a lot of turkeys that would have probably made it. Turkey may never have been a thing we ate.
I thought it was the 12 fishes or the.
Oh, that's Christmas.
Oh,
Eve.
Christmas. Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, we have a lot of traditional things.
Right.
Thanksgiving, we just
spaghetti meatballs.
We refer back to the turkey side of things. So, but with that, let's start with last Friday night's game. We had a Newsome came into town, Newsome Wolves, and I would say a workmanlike game for the Indians and a big win, 56-17.
Yeah, it was a little slow starting. I think we had one possession the first quarter. I think they had a drive that lasted like 10 minutes, and they never crossed the 50. They had a couple personal fouls on first downs, which put them back to 1st and 10. And they never crossed the 50, but it took the whole quarter up.
Total plays, we had 38 the entire game.
Right.
They had 67, I want to say.
Right.
So you almost doubled the plays. They did slow it down, ball control offense, but you have to cash some of those drives in, and we were scoring very quickly. We had some great field position early in the game as well that kind of took advantage of that and got a lead, and then. Really, at that point, it's kind of hard to play slow.
Special teams won that battle. We had a block punt. We had a great return. Two really good turns by Gator, and then obviously our kicking game was superb again.
We were talking about Trey Burton and I were talking about the game. It's like when we've been in those situations before, and I think everybody has, where team scores, you start at the 20. Team scores, start at the 20. Starting at the 20. Is difficult.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
The percentage of touchdowns that are scored from the 20.
Well, you saw we had one kick that didn't quite make the end zone, and they had a nice return, and it so reminded me of last year. Like, if you remember last year, every time we'd score, then like they would return the ball to the 50, and it's like, Lee, you're starting on the 50, you know?
Right.
And it just brought back some flashes of last year to where this whole entire year, it's like we scored, and they got to go 80 yards.
One thing I would say about Powell Davis Stadium, we do get a nice wind in the evening.
Oh, it was very windy Friday night.
And you wouldn't, looking at the field, even looking at the flags, it didn't look that much. But when that ball got in the air off of Bruno's foot, you could see that the wind was playing.
It affected everything. It affected the passing game Friday. It affected the special teams.
There was one pass that was intercepted that was probably a wind problem on that one as well. But again, big night for the defense. I thought they played really well. Especially in the first half, the touchdown for Newsome was a touchdown that was kind of a
last play of the quarter, and they kind of threw the ball in the end zone, and we had really good coverage. Just guy kind of made a diving catch and made a play, but the defense played well. When they did have that drive they were putting together, it was just like 3 yards, and then they go for it on 4th down and get a first down. I think they did that twice that drive, but didn't give up any really big plays. I thought we had great pressure on the quarterback when they dropped back the pass. I felt like our run game was pretty solid the entire game.
Definitely.
People moved around and got to the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, again, 56-17 was the final score. Got another game coming up at Powell Davis Stadium. We'll talk about that after the highlights from this particular game. But first, we got to thank Bogies for having us here tonight. No turkey on the menu, so you're safe. You're good.
I had tuna, the tuna bowl.
Yeah.
Really good. A lot of tuna in there.
No doubt about that. And, again, we appreciate them. This is always a good place to come get your pre-Thanksgiving Day meal because you know you're going to eat a lot of food on Thursday.
You got to warm up. You got to warm up so you have more room on Thanksgiving Day.
It's always funny how I've always been the person that thought, well, I'll eat real healthy or do something before Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It's because you're going to go knee deep in that food. It's just the day to enjoy it and really have a family gathering, and it's always fun to have that come every year. So, and I know we'll talk a little bit too. Our normal Thursday Thanksgiving Day practice as well. So we'll have that to talk about as well. With that, we'll take a break, come back here at Bogies, and see the highlights from the Venice Newsome game on Friday night. Be back here right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here on the John Peacock Coach Show. And yes, this is our attire for tonight. We're celebrating Thanksgiving. And let's do this. Let's celebrate the victory with some highlights from the game on last Friday.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Thank you. Let's do it.
So they came out in the traditional wing tee, and I thought our defense did a good job. They got a first down to start the game, but other than that, they dropped back the pass. We had some great pressure. I think that was a Shari.
Yes.
On the sack. Well, Shari and somebody else there. I couldn't see who that was. Oh, Landon. And then Gator only had 4 carries, but I think 3 of them were highlights. 2 of them were touchdowns.
He made the most of those 4 carries.
4 for, I think, 97. Nice throw and catch there. Matulovic and Jace Nixon. Jace had a nice night. Threw the ball well.
Really comfortable in the pocket. I mean,
we had the offensive line gave us a great pocket to throw the ball in. And then there's Gator's second run for a touchdown.
Roman Mock, we watch him a lot when he pulls. He comes out of there with a lot of intensity, let's just say.
Yeah, the offensive line is playing really, really well right now, and they're getting better each week. That's kind of what you want. I feel like we're getting healthy. We're getting strong. See Ashari there. Yeah, they're just, you get that offense, you make a tackle for loss on first down, it kind of puts them in a hole.
Rue had a nice game as well. A couple of guys, they were really in there. Great tackling, penetration, which I think probably busts up those wing T plays when you're getting good penetration.
Yeah, and like I said, when they went back to pass, we had great pressure. I think we dropped 3 interceptions, so we were around the ball in the secondary. You see plays like that it puts them in a hole.
Like right there, they're not getting off their blocks and they're making tackles, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, but we're kind of you see we're kind of establishing a new line of scrimmage. With our line.
Yeah, you're right. Eventually, they sort of just kind of went to the number 10, the bigger back right there, and he was just sort of getting them 3 or 4 yards where he could.
Yeah,
that was a fourth down play. Yeah,
big fourth down play. That was their drive that took
forever.
Yeah, dang there the whole quarter, and they kept converting those fourth down. I think they did 2 of them. See Jace here to Winston.
Yeah,
that was a big third and 25.
It was
25 play.
Really good throw and put it right on his hands, and he was already 2 steps ahead. So once he caught it, it was a foregone conclusion. right there.
Again,
There's
see a lot of
Jones in there kind of making a play, and then those
Marsters,
guys, mopping it up. This might be Gators' run right
this
here.
is Gators' third carry of the night.
And it's always like he does a really good job of splitting guys. Like
Yes.
He doesn't go around them. He goes in between them, and he gets real skinny. He'll hop. He'll do some stuff. It's sort of interesting to see him when he gets near that kind of stuff. He does a great job of getting through.
Yeah,
there.
he does some really impressive stuff right in the hole around a lot of people.
Yeah.
Great vision and great idea of where he wants to go with the ball. You see right there, there's a
right there.
dropped interception. That's one of them.
That was Kisevich on that
I
one.
think Kisovic and both Marsters both had it in their hand, and they just kind of let it go.
And this was near the end of the first half, I believe.
That was a third down play that we forced a field goal on. You see Macho has a nice carry here.
Where Macho gets tackled or starts to get tackled like to 31, 32, he always ends up 3 or 4 yards down further when he gets into the secondary.
No doubt. You'll see here one of his carries, I think he carried the whole team in there. See Winston here.
Yeah.
Nice little tunnel screen.
There's Al finishing his block all the way down in the end zone. But when he from game one to whatever number game this is right now, he puts his foot in the ground and goes upfield a lot more, and he's seeing the benefits of that. Another play right here, they got him running all over the place, and
not sure how they didn't call that grounding. I don't know what you saw in the booth there.
Yeah, he was in the pocket still, but he moved around so much. I'm not sure where the pocket ended up being. So
it starts, so it doesn't change.
Yeah, I kind of think the referees were a little. They got a little.
Yeah, I think they got lost
There's
too.
A block punt.
Yeah, block
Ford
punt.
on the block punt.
See, Ford does a nice job running in there and putting his hands right on the ball. And I don't know who was next to him. They jumped straight in the air. That was a sign of what to do and what not to do.
Well, it's funny you say that because we had just been talking about from the last time for the punt. And Trey's like, you got to put your hands like you're diving into a swimming pool.
Exactly.
And that's what he did.
Tulovic again.
Again, he one of those guys. When he makes his cut or whatever he's going to do, he gets separation from the corner. Always seems to get good separation.
Eli again with a nice tackle for loss.
And right there, there's another
dropped interception.
Yeah.
I think we had 2 shots at it there too.
Almost tipped it back to the other guy. This is not the long one. This is or is it?
Yeah, this is
the long one. This is 89.
And he had another nice return later in the game too.
He did.
So that was an 80-yard return, and he probably had over 200 all-purpose yards
all
on
together.
6 touches.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Let's see. This is the carry. Macho carries the whole team in the end zone.
Yeah. And because he's moving his feet, and he keeps moving his feet, and a little help from a friend or two, and then you're in the end zone.
That was a nice, tough run.
You love that he's not giving up on the play. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get a little scared about where the ball ends up, but it's a good play.
Nice play by Ashari, not the pass down. Well, some players get there and they smell that end zone, and they're nothing going to stop them.
Tulovic with a good little pattern. Is this Winnie's third touchdown pass here? Or is it?
Did he have another one?
That's Chris Corbett. He hit a little 14-yard one right here.
Yeah, Corbett is really, really shown up for us and playing really well for us.
Tulovic again. I thought Newsome was around the ball. We were just making plays, the whole time.
Yeah, Newsome. They had a good team. They were very well coached.
The one kid, number 2, Sapp, really he played both sides of the ball. I think he played every play. And there you go. There's the third one right there.
Nice throw and catch there.
At that point, it's sort of the writing was on the wall at that point. Good play there. That's
so we had the 2s in. This is the third quarter.
That's Letts and Neely on that play.
Yeah, this is we put the hands team in, so we weren't trying to really get a return in, but they kicked it to Gator, and he has a nice return, makes a nice turn out of it.
Because right here you thought, oh, maybe, and then he gets it. Because when he starts going upfield, you can start seeing where he's thinking about going.
Schaefer came in and did a really nice job again. Had a really nice throw here at the end that you'll see. John Ford did a nice job carrying the ball.
Really nice run. I think this might be the one where he got a nice chunky yardage out of it right here.
And the offensive line did a nice job. Mm-hmm. They were coming off the ball. So this is probably going to be our, offense in the Turkey Bowl. I don't know what it's going to turn out to be, but it seems like it could be lopsided this year.
Really?
I'm guessing. Might be the best Turkey Bowl offense we ever had.
And there's Schaefer.
I think that got called back.
Did.
Then we had 2 back-to-back penalties here.
Pushes it back to about the 20-yard line or so.
And then Schaefer makes a great throw here to Fogo for a touchdown. He does a nice job going up and get the ball.
Yeah, put it right where only he could catch it. That's a great play. So 56-17 victory for the Venice Indians over the Newsome Wolves. And you see the highlights. It was, again, I used the word workman-like, kind of, going. But there were some. It was still flashy. There were some big plays to be made. Obviously, Gator Wilder, where they said his 6 touches for over 200 all-purpose yards. Winston Watkins 3 touchdowns. Looked like he was wide open all game. But guys that are playmakers, and there's a lot of them right now that can make plays for us. You feel pretty comfortable going 5, 6, 7 guys deep into being guys you can rely on for making plays.
Yeah, one thing I was happy with is the way we've been approaching the games. Because it's very easy to sit back and say, we're better than this team, and so we're going to just do this. We're going to just roll our helmet out and win a game, and that's where you see the upsets. That's where you see where people are opening up their social media or their newspaper the next day and saying, whoa, what happened here? Well, what happened there is they took everything for granted, and they didn't approach the game like it was the last game, and they didn't approach the game like it's a playoff game, and the other team was. Right. So, so far we have been doing that, and we have been mentally ready for our games, and we have been preparing well and getting ready for our opponents. So that's one thing I've been happy about. Yeah, and again, there's some good leadership on the team. Sometimes you always say, well, who's the team leader? Sometimes it's not somebody you would think is the most vocal of the group. It's sort of the guy who does his job right. Does his job, shows examples. Is anytime you look at them, no matter what situation, whether it be the classroom, whether it be the practice field, whether it be the weight room, whether it be out in the community, is doing the right thing. And we talk about some of the players in the highlight reels because the guys that are going to be on the highlights are the guys that run touchdowns and run runs and everything else. But you look around at this team and you see, again, very much like a one-mindedness of everything. And that's a lot because when you have everybody coming from different perspectives, sometimes that can be hard to manage in a tight situation or in a crucial situation. Right. So it's been really nice to see and I say that because you can see how much effort is and how much emphasis is put on by the players on special teams, block punts. Special teams is huge, and that's our returns. biggest improvement from last year to this year. Right. And it's very, very clear. Pretty much every game that we've won the special team battle. Yeah, and then next thing you got Bruno doing his thing as far as the field goals, extra points, punts, kickoffs, you name it. Sort of a really good weapon to have. But the players around him, Malachi always kind of grabbing that sort of wonky little snap up and getting it right. So all those things are sort of the players that are involved. They're involved in all facets of it. And I also love the fact that watching. This is pointed out to me by an old school Venice fan who said to me, I always notice that when the second team is in there, the first team is watching and they're congratulating them and they're doing all this, not sort of, off to the
that's unity you want to see for a team to run towards a championship.
Yeah, we know we got a good culture right now, for sure, in our
yeah.
locker room and in our practice field and everywhere about our program.
No doubt about it. With that, we'll take another break and come back and talk about this week's game. We've got West Orange on the schedule and for the regional championship at Palo Davis Stadium. So let's take a break. We'll get a little fresh air maybe from your warm turkey outfit.
Yep.
And we'll come back here to Bogues and talk about our opponent for the regional championship, West Orange. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And welcome back to the Thanksgiving edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, before we started the show tonight, we were talking a little bit about how things can shake out in playoffs, especially high school when you have all those different teams, all the different classifications and whatnot. And you'd like to think where things are going to go. You want to crystal ball it and say, oh, this team here, this team there, but you don't. And here we are playing West Orange, which we thought that might be an opponent for us, but you just don't know who you're going to get. And so preparing for each team becomes a little bit of I wouldn't say it's a over the top challenge, but you got to get yourself quick right and get these guys, the players, to forget about what happened Friday and prepare for this Friday.
Yeah, like for example, the winner of our game, there's so many different things that can happen for our next opponent, whoever that may be. There's like four scenarios that could happen. So that's why you just focus on the game in front of you and try not to look ahead, and just our 100% main focus is on West Orange, who we've played before in the playoffs.
Very talented football team, tough-minded, and
well
they've
coached.
Been there, and they've been there, so that's a big part of it.
Well coached. They have experience in the playoffs, so and they have experience coming down to Palo Davis Stadium.
Yes.
And their coaches, I'm sure, would like nothing more than to have a little bit of revenge from the last time they were here.
Yeah, you don't forget too often when you lose a big game. I think that was even a regional final as well.
It was.
Yeah, so that's another one you know they're not going to forget about that. With that, Coach, what do they show offensive, defensively, and I think any standout players that we need to look at?
Well, I think offense. I think their biggest threat is their quarterback. He seems to keep plays alive through his scrambling, and the receivers do a nice job of keeping themselves alive and finding a spot for him to find an open receiver. So that's one thing that we're worried about, is we got to make sure we contain that guy in the pocket and limit the kind of broken plays that they have.
You see it a lot at the high school level. Great athlete, throw the ball, leader, and they can make plays from their athleticism. Still throwing the ball downfield, don't get me wrong, but make plays because you got to, all of a sudden, you've got him in a spot, he breaks contain, and everything starts to break apart.
Right.
And you got to, now as the defensive guy, you're sort of guessing what's going to happen. Is he going to run it? Do I come up if I'm the guy in the secondary?
Right.
Do I stay with my, that kind of thing? So it can definitely lead to a little bit of confusion. And in a lot of cases, if you don't have the athleticism to kind of make up for that confusion, it can be a long night with a guy like that.
So he's been the guy that's kind of carrying them along on offense. Defensively, they have a really good defensive front. They have some good players in the secondary.
Yeah.
The big thing is they're well coached and they know how to line up. They know what they're doing with their defense. They don't have a whole lot of broken plays on defense, and they make you kind of earn everything that you're going to get. So, and we're seeing a lot of odd looks as far as the front seven goes. So that's something a little different. Typically through the year, we see that throughout the entire year. Well, through our regular season, mostly we saw even front.
Right.
So
right.
A little bit of a change up for us, but Coach Hunter's been getting those guys prepared and ready for this. So I think if we can establish a run and we can kind of control their running game and kind of shut their running game down and make them one-dimensional, then we'll be headed in the right track.
said about Coach Hunter and the offensive line. Offensive line brings a lot of experience into these games. We were trying to talk a little bit about it as well. Guys that have played for a number of years. That alone, that confidence, that knowing you've been here before, can permeate to some of the guys with a little less experience as well.
Yeah, and then we have, with our offensive line, as well as they've been playing, they're getting better each week. They're getting more physical, and they're big, strong guys. And you add in that we have one of the best backs in the state of Florida.
Yes.
Behind them. It's just we can establish that run game. It opens up an awful lot of things, and then and Macho's been doing very well, and then John Ford is also someone that's shown he can run the ball.
When he's getting his opportunities now. Before maybe he's kind of learning. Now he's finding the holes and he's getting some big chunk yardage when that's the case. Again, so Friday night, Powell Davis Stadium, West Orange versus Venice Indians. Be there early if you can. It's going to be a beautiful night, cool night on Friday night. After a little rainstorm that's supposed to come through on Friday morning. Hopefully that'll be all taken care of by the time we get our game started. But another cool night, and looking forward to a raucous crowd. With that, we'll take our final break. Come back here and talk a little bit more about Friday night, where to watch, how to watch, and all the other good stuff with the game on Friday. So we'll see you back here at Bogies right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And welcome back again to our Thanksgiving edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. And Coach, again, big day today, Thursday, Thanksgiving. The Turkey Bowl in the morning. You got your dinners with everybody. As far as Thanksgiving is concerned, now it's time to think about Friday night and looking forward to a great game and hopefully a win, and then of course a great night of football for Venice, for the city of Venice.
Yeah, huge football game. It's a regional championship. We have a chance to. I want to say this will be win the region 9 of the last 10 years, which is a huge accomplishment, and so these guys kind of have that on their plate to do that. And I think it's going to come down to how we prepare mentally, how we focus, how we approach the game. We approach the game like we can just go out there and roll our helmets out. We'd probably turn our shoulder pads in the next day.
No doubt.
If we approach it like it's a state championship game, I think that we're going to have a good shot.
No doubt. Again, you can come to Powell Davis Stadium, 7:30 kickoff. Nothing changes from that perspective. We want everybody there, loud. It means so much to the kids.
You got to get there early if you can get a seat.
Yeah, this is where it starts to get hard.
Yeah,
it gets tougher to get the seats. If not, NFHS Network is where you can watch us. It's the VSN broadcast, Vibrant Aspect Media, quality, everything's going to be there. But you got to go through the NFHS Network. There should be a link on the Venice football webpage where you can link through and go onto that and subscribe for the game. So with that, Coach, I think we did a good tribute for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got a little spirit.
In the spirit of everything. Yeah. You being the turkey, me being the pilgrim. Maybe next year we'll switch around a little bit. Yeah. We'll see what else comes.
A lot of things I want to say right there. Let's move on.
But with that, I don't think we'll be in costume much longer. There's no more holidays, right? We don't have nothing else we can do.
Well, we can maybe do a Christmas one.
Wow, that would be that's a tough one. We'll see how that goes. Well. Yeah, who's going to be Santa Claus and who's going to be an elf or something like that? Yeah. We got to figure that one out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate you giving us a little latitude with having a little fun with this tonight. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully see you on Friday night. For John the Turkey Peacock, I'm John the Pilgrim Masoni. We'll see you guys next week on the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be a